I translate the verse which I have recited, where Allah Almighty informing the Prophet on the peace to say, and everything we have narrated unto you from the stories of the previous messengers is that whereby we may strengthen your hearts, we may make you stronger, confirm faith, and in all of these have come to you truth and exhortation and a reminder for the believers. In like manner, we the followers of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, we become stronger. Our iman grows when we would read about the stories of the various prophets. And among them, subhanAllah, the most historical event during the lifetime of Nabi Akram sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the event of the Isra, the Miraj, when Allah invited him to visit him in the heavens, when Allah spoke to the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. In this for us, there are lessons that will take us to our graves. It is not about every year we listen to the event, but each time we hear it, we read about it, we speak about it, we should try to adopt and inculcate into our lives the various lessons that are found in these events, particularly this one of Miraj. And one of the lessons we learn, which I will talk about today, there must be rules and regulations. As we see, there are rules and regulations even in the heavens. In every one of the skies, in a samai dunya, from the sky of the world, the dunya. The narrator has mentioned, then the escorting angel Jibreel alayhi salam went along with the Prophet upon the peace to the skies of the world, the skies of the dunya. And what he did? He knocked on a door among the doors of that heaven. How many people think about it being virtuous before you enter into someone's room, into an office, to actually announce your presence before pushing open the door? In some cases, you see, please knock on the door. If that is there, well, fine. If that is not there, it is honest, unethical to just push open somebody's door. To knock on the door. And this has been proven from this lovely event. And we would remember from a hadith narrated from Hazrat Hilda ibn al-Hanbal. He said, Ataytu Nabiyya sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. I once went to the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Fadakhaltu alayhi. I just went up to him. Walahu salam. No salams. I did not even ask permission. And when I entered, he said to me, Irji', go back. Go back and return. Make a fresh return. Faqul, and you say, Assalamu alaikum. Al-Khulu, can I enter? How many of us train our young children like that? We give them dular, we love them. Because of that, we allow them at any time to push open the door Some may knock on the door, but as they knock on the door, they push it open without waiting for a response. That is also wrong. Very small things, but they are of great significance. Teaching and training our children, even at school. And that is why Allah, He has mentioned by ordering every child to pray for parents. And how they pray? Rabbi Yarhamhuma, my Lord, you have mercy on both of them. Kama Rabbayani Saghira. As they love me, and they give me the best training, the best education, and the greatest teachings when Saghira, when I was small. And that is the time when one should train children. The Prophet upon he said, not a grown up, go back. The Rasul upon peace, he wouldn't want to hurt someone. It was done to teach and to educate. It is recorded in the Hadith. Go back. Enter by saying, Assalamu alaikum, and I enter, and this he did. It is recorded today in the Hadith that we, every believer who come to this world, that we and learn a great lesson therefrom. When you knock on the door, what do you expect to get? The inhabitants of the skies of the dunya, they proclaimed. In response, they said, Man hada. That's all you expect to get. Who it is? If you should knock on somebody's door and you hear who it is, what is the sunnah, tariqah of the life? You will know in church Jibreel alayhi salam had been back and forth. He is the angel of revelation, one of the great angels. Allah had elevated his status. His voice was well recognized and known. He spoke in order to ask for the door to be opened, according to another narration. His voice would be heard. They asked, Man hada. It was there to educate. In reply, he said, Jibreel. Is that the way we answer when someone says who it is? We do not call our names. We feel afraid to call our names. Even might be an iota of pride. You don't want to call your name. You think sometimes you're a little too big to say, I am Najib, I am Zan, I am Abdullah. Call your name as Angel Jibreel alayhi salam did. Many people say, me. Who it is? Me. Well, listen here. Me can be every human being in any part of the world. Who is me? And so many ahadith were recorded after this event, which was an example for the Muslims to follow until the last day. Abu Dhar, he said, Kharajtu laylatan min al-layali. Came on one night among the nights when the moon was shining in the sky. And what I saw, the Prophet upon his Yamshi Wahda, he was walking alone. How many people today think of taking a little walk in the moonlight? So occupied inside, the technology has taken away our lives. He was walking, enjoying the bounty of Allah, the moonlight. So I saw him and I was walking along. When he turned, Governor Warakani, he turned around and he saw me. When he saw me, he said, Man hada, who is this? Abu Dhar said, Alillah, Abu Dhar. Prophet Muhammad was very happy with this reply. It was not about Anna, me. He can be everyone. Prophet Muhammad apparently, it was moonlight, was night, he could recognize exactly who it was. So yeah, so it is. The city was not here to the Prophet Muhammad. And so many narrations of Abu Jabir. Jabir said, I came to the Prophet upon peace, but after Bab, I knocked on the door and said, Man hada. So in reply I said, Ana, me. The Prophet upon peace in response said, Ana, me, as if he had disliked that very much. And here in this part of the world, we speak with so much of slang. Sometimes we add an extra syllable. Who is this? Me. Who? Nina. So he's coming outside to see Nina. Do not say me and Nina and me again. The sunnah for us as Muslims to follow, as was demonstrated demonstrated in a great event like Miraj, who it is, call your name if you have one. And if you are blessed with a name, feel proud to call your name. And you are supposed to have a name. That's the way you recognize. Call your name. Rules and regulations in the heavens. And I'm telling you, my brothers and sisters, there are so many rules even in our own homes. In our personal homes, which we have owned, we are the true owners. And in our very homes, if we do not have rules and regulations, it becomes chaotic. The leader, the head of family, is supposed to lay down rules. Apart from others' rules which are meant for every servant, your home must have certain rules. And simple things like, you may have built your step, that's yours, you use it for climbing, for ascending, for descending. Sitting on a step, I'm sure many of you will remember from our grandparents who came from Fatu Razak. How many? More than 100 years ago? You heard things from them, Allah bless their souls. They brought Islam to this part of the world. They tell you things like, do not sit, Beta, do not sit on the step, do not sit, do not stand on the doorway, do not lean up on the doorpost and do not block the door. All these which they have mentioned, they have come from a hadith which can prove it. You should not sit on a step, sit on a chair, sit on a bench. The step is not made for sitting. Apart from human beings, you should be aware of this by now. There are other creations, jinns, angels, they come in with Allah's command. They also become offended by the very things which offend and displease human beings. You should know that. Sitting on the step, and they are there, change their shape or for whatever reason they were sent for, it annoys them. They go back with an adverse report about this. The old people, their knowledge seemed to be very limited, but their sincerity was at the peak. They will tell you these things. Do not lean up on the doorpost. Never stand on a doorway. What a doorway was constructed for? For entry, for exit. And I'm telling you, for those who have been to the Holy Land, who have done the Hajj, when you sit, especially between the hours of Asr to Maghrib, you sit throughout. The prayer system is, echoing. You hear the announcements being made in all different languages. When it comes to English, this is what you get, my beloved brothers and sisters. Do not sit on the way of the passers-by, those who are entering and leaving Masjid al-Haram. Sit away from there. Do not block. Do not be an obstacle in the way of passers-by. Allah will bless you and have mercy upon you. That's what you hear when it comes to the language of English. At no time there should be anyone who wants standing or blocking an entrance to a place, particularly the Masjid, the house of Allah. There should be a free passageway for all those who are exiting and all those who wish to enter. Otherwise, it takes away from what you have earned in the house of Allah. Keep it free, especially when space is very limited and there is only one exit for people to pass. You should not stand there waiting for people to beg for a chance to pass. No time, not even in your homes, nowhere. Not in your job, your workplaces, nowhere. In school, keep the exit, the entrance free. It takes away barakah. We hear from the elders as well. That's the way it came in the Hadith. And the Islamic teachings, they tell you, do not ever leave a spider's web hanging in the home. How many people? Because they are so easy, they do not have time. They postpone it next time when I make a general cleanup. But that is one among the things that takes away the barakah from home. Leaving such things. The evil, the demons, they love those things in home. They reside in a house that, is decorated by found it in the traditions of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. There must be rules and regulations. In all schools you find from school principal what makes school very harmonious when you have rules and regulations. We learned it right from primary school. I'm telling you, the elders will tell you, the school bell and the whistle, we honored that like it was a living person. We honored that. The rules were rules. We found real joy from obedience coming from our teachers and our principals. There must be rules and regulations in your workplaces. It's a place where you spend so much a percentage of your life. For those who learn to recognize, like today the rules and regulations, we find such joy and tranquility at work. It is so pleasant. We must learn to have joy from obedience. Everywhere there must be rules and regulations, everywhere. Without that, the entire world will be in chaos. This is something we have learned from Quranic verses when we go to the verse where Allah said, وَلَوْلَا دَفْعُ اللَّهِ النَّاسَ بَعْضَهُمْ بِبَعْضٍ لَفَسَدَتِ النَّاسُ. Had it not been that Allah would check and discipline the people by means of another people, meaning an appointed group of people who would be leaders, and they would check and make rules and discipline others. What Allah said, لَفَسَدَتِ الْأَرْضُ. There would have been fasad, corruption, and there would have been great problem on earth. However, we heard about rules in the heavens, in the skies. In every sky, Angel Jibreel alayhi salam ascended. It was the same procedure. To knock, to ask for permission. And look, when it was said, who it is? Jibreel. You know what the angels in the skies? وَمَا مَعَكَ. Who is with you? Angel Jibreel did not become angry. He did not exercise pride. Open the door fast as the angel of revelation. I have come with the best of our creation. It's not like that. He was humble and he cooperated with those in charge. You cannot be too big and above the rules. He said, Muhammad, came what you were asking. Qad ursila, qad bu'itha ilay. Did he come here on appointment? Was he sent for? In reply, now, yes. There are some of us when we hear about appointment, or you should make an appointment before you go to someone who is important, you don't come angry. What appointment? No. That is Islamic etiquette to go to certain places after having made an appointment. Don't call. Can I come? Can I visit? That's very much the best manners. It is well demonstrated for the great event of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Yes, marhaba, he was allowed entry, and the high inhabitants of the skies welcomed him. Here he went forward. So in another verse, Allah said, وَلَوْلَا دَفْعُ اللَّهِ النَّاسَ بَعْضَهُمْ بِبَعْضٍ. Started the same way. Had it not been that Allah would check some people by means of others, لَحُدِّمَتْ صَوَامِعُ. Said, the monasteries, وَبِيَعٌ, the churches, وَصَلَوَاتِ, the Jewish synagogues, وَمَسَاجِدُ يُذْكَرُ فِيهَا اسْمُ اللَّهِ كَثِيرًا, and the masajid in which Allah's name is mentioned abundantly would have been destroyed. They would have all been burned. My brothers and sisters, you might be surprised to hear that the other places of worship, like monasteries and churches, are so well recognized that you will know that there have been many religions which were founded on the basis of Tawheed, the oneness of Allah. And they were built on the means of divine revelations. And you will know that every prophet who came in their respective time, they preached nothing but the oneness of Allah. From from the very first messenger who came to a people, Prophet Nuh alayhi salam, what he said, Ya Qawmi, my people, Allah, you worship Allah alone. Ma lakum min ilahin ghayruh. You have no other God but Him. And that was the case of Prophet Nuh, Prophet Musa. That was the case of all the prophets they came. But what happened? After some time, in the course of time, their basics were changed. So many alterations were introduced in their religions that these very religions which were true, they turned into kufr, they turned into disbelief and shirk. But before these things happened, they were true religions. And it was about this. The article of faith was based when a Muslim says the article of faith, I believe in Allah, and in all His angels, and in all His books. Those were the books we are talking about. That were untampered with, they were unchanged, and we believe in all His messengers. Allah speaks in the beginning of Surah Al-Baqarah. You know, the true believers are those. They believe they believe in that which was sent on to you, the Quran. And they believe in those books which were sent before you. Knowing we believe in the revealed books, we respect and love and we accept all the messengers. As for those invented religions, that is not what we are talking about. That came without any prophet and any divine revelation. However, the followers of those respective prophets were commanded to defend and to protect and to make prosperous their places of worship. And Allah is saying, had it not been that Allah would have checked some people by way of appointing another group of people who would be an authority and make rules and regulations, all these places would have been made to run down. Now at this time, you know it, and I'm sure you understood, the only place of worship recognized by the Creator and by Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is the Masjid. With His coming, all the previous religions have been abrogated. For He remains, His teachings remain until the day of judgment. And right after that, Allah has mentioned, وَلَا يَنْصُرَنَّ اللَّهُ. Allah will surely help those who help Him. What does that mean? Just after speaking about protecting, safeguarding, and making prosperous the places of worship, Allah will surely help those who would help Him quite well. Those who would strive to keep the place of worship filled with life, prosperity in every aspect, physically, spiritually, filled with all the activities, filled with dhikrullah. They strive for that, they stay helping Allah. Allah has promised and swearing, La yansuranna. He will surely help them and make their life most pleasant and prosperous here in the world, and their real reward lies for them in the hereafter. How do we make the mosque, the houses of Allah prosperous? Again, there must be rules and regulations. There must be someone to govern. MashaAllah, I saw it well on it because some work was being done in the Kaaba, no market. We honor that, it's for our benefit. There must be someone who can be an authority even when the gate is open. Hey brother, you should not park here. Park on this side. And it is my longing desire that, we have discussed it and it will come to pass, where the area immediately after the gate, just the amount of one vehicle, for one vehicle to fit, should be left vacant, at least up to the adhan or a few minutes after the adhan. Why? There are people who have been qualified members who have been attending here since they were youth. They have grown old. It's a bit inconvenient for them to drop off at the road. They cannot come off at the road. They walk with a stick. Some people are ready with wheelchair cases, but they're desirous of coming to the mosque. They're using a chair. There must be a room there for people to drop off and go. Drop off and go. So, even when we have someone from amongst us, whether he has a uniform or not, knowing that there are laws in the heavens, Allah spoke about, had it not been for laws, rules and regulations, there would have been total facade and chaos in the entire way. We must learn to honor that. Muslims of all people learn to respect rules. We are the ones who learn to straighten our lines as straight as ever. The Imam says that it remains sunnah until it's the rule, straighten your lines, and no one should feel any more about that. It's not that Imam is bossing you around. Straighten your lines. We should learn even straight parking properly, and rules in every way. Our wish to be, we wish that there could be a larger car park so that everybody can find a place to park. How nice that would be, but you know it's not possible. There are small things we can do to make things better. One vehicle has about 4 and 5, one home has about 4 and 5 vehicles. At one time, there should be more than one vehicle coming from a home. One person driving, he's hurrying, then after another one comes. These are small things we can do to make life more harmonious. We all love one another. Carpooling, do things that will make it better for us. Rules, laws, and regulations. Sometimes would mean you see a dead moth, a fallen moth on the carpet. Somebody doesn't have to tell you to pick it up. Come on, that must come from your heart. You see, by mistake, a fan must have been left on. Come on, protecting the house of Allah. About that stage, somebody is paying a bill. They do not lean up and soil the walls. If you know that your vehicle is dripping oil, come on, have a heart. Look at how beautiful that car park looks. Your vehicle is leaking oil. You know that. You are aware of it. This is the best of all the houses on earth. Allah's house. The surroundings are just a secret. You will come and park your vehicle, allowing oil to drip off, and you just go and leave it. Someone will slip and fall. What have you got? You get a minus. You go up with a minus. You must have a heart. There must be rules and regulations. This we learn. We learn from the great teachings of Maulana. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless and reward us immensely. And let us be more eager to benefit tremendously from these